once again is Brandman Sean. And as you can see, once again, I have a very special guest. Many of you may know this guy's face, and if you don't know, you're going to get to know him, and I'm sure you'll be seeing quite a bit more of him. This is Jens the Guru, a digital marketer for a lot of indie artists. That's his bread and butter, at least as you will know it, particularly on Instagram. That's probably where you've seen this guy if he looks familiar to you. So what's up, Jens?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad I, came across your content, got to connect with you. You know what I mean? You're somebody out here in this space giving a lot of value, educating people because, they definitely need it out here. You know what I mean? So
For sure, man. And I see how you're moving. How long have you been doing this digital marketing thing for yourself?
Being honest, I started teaching myself in 2013,
Okay.
So from 2013, I was experimenting with different traffic sources for the most part, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until like late 2015, I said, you know what, I'm gonna lock into, mainly like the Facebook, IG sort of running ads, whatever, because before I was more so focused on like media buying banner spaces, stuff like that. And I realized that Facebook and IG has similarities to media buys, but a little bit more effective because, the targeting system, whatever, you know what I mean? So I started, I had theories here and there about, using Facebook ads to, promote music for the most part, you know what I mean? So I had somebody who I came across, they put me on the spot one day and we just took it from the theory mode to making it realistic, you know what I mean? Because a lot of, when I was coming up, I was dealing mainly in like, different niches within the online thing. So we've seen a lot of, miracles happen on that end, you know what I mean? How you could basically, make content perform better with ads, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But we're talking about short form, whatever. So I took it to like long form videos and stuff like that. And, getting to the point where we're getting like mad views for fractions of a penny and it's still like a highly relevant audience, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing that's the most important. People get wrapped up in, got this many views, whatever. Yeah, but is it a relevant audience?
Yeah.
Watching it, you know what I mean? Because if it's a relevant audience watching it, you ain't gonna get no growth. You don't got no growth. Your business is dying. You know what I mean? So
100% wasted money for sure.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And for artists who, for some reason, do not get that, that's just the equivalent of performing in front of the wrong audience. You're a trap rapper and you're performing on a country music scene, and why would you expect to get any results? They see you, but they're not going to do anything with you after that performance. So
right. Exactly. And even if going that broad, even if some of the people might, for your music, it's gonna be so small in that audience. There's basically effective ways to push that marketing, so you get the best out of your dollar.
100%. So you talked a little bit more about the banner ads and things in that space. What were you focused on? Were you focused on a particular industry, or were there just like websites, or what were you doing?
Well, before that, whatever, it was mainly like I'm gonna keep it 100% transparent. My main focus before then was to like really like understand paid advertising completely. You know what I mean? So before that, I was dealing with brick and mortar businesses, things like that, whatever. But I always knew in my head that I wanted to connect it with music because it's like you see the power of, okay, cool. I got guys who are, bringing, it could bring 30,000 people to a website, whatever, and it's like to promote an affiliate offer. And saying, so me seeing that model, I'm like, wow, what if you could do that with music, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's what made me, because I've always been in business one way or another, whatever. Before I got to the online space, I was in like some of the major studios in the city, whatever, like I actually ran a few. And, I came up under some pretty major people within the business too, you know what I mean? So, when I stepped back, whatever, when I discovered the online, actually, when I discovered the online stuff, whatever, it made me go, oh, okay. I don't really got to move in this space too heavy like that. Let me just fall back and learn this thing, whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because once you learn how to market, whatever, you know how to push people, relevant people to a certain offer or a certain place here and there online, whatever, you pretty much can make your own dollar, make your own thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I came across the whole online thing, you know what I mean? It just made me step back like, let me just not be in New York so much. You know what I'm saying? Let me just
You're like, I like to be on the scene all the time. Let
me just chill in Jersey and figure this thing out for a bit, whatever. And and me, I'm naturally like ambitious, so I thought it was gonna be a situation where like, okay, yeah, let me just dip off for like 6 months and I'm gonna get this thing right, and I'll be back and make it. You know what I'm saying? It took 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Well, I finally got a real handle on it, whatever. And so I've been actively working within the space since like 2016. You know what I'm saying? Before that, I was a hidden secret. You know what I mean? People at the labels would have me, whatever, and should just be going up, whatever. And they're like, "There's this guy I got, blah blah." You know what I'm saying? And then I think like around late 2017, I started creating content. You know what I'm saying? So I still was like, I wasn't so behind the scenes, whatever, but I was creating the content, whatever. And at the end of 2017, I was like, you know what? Let me actually start running ads to myself, because I'm over here getting this artist on this label, getting this up and coming artist, 2 million views here, 3, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me actually start marketing myself, whatever. And then, so late 2017, all through 2018, and now is like, that's what people are seeing the growth, whatever. Because instead of being in the cut, I'm actually putting myself in the forefront with content, and I'm running paid advertising, heavy paid advertising. So it's like I'm always telling artists, the best way to experience growth in your career as an artist is to create consistent content and put it in front of new people every single day. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at how I move. You know what I mean? The same thing I'm telling you guys, I'm doing the same thing too. I'm creating consistent content, and I'm putting it in front of new people every single day via paid advertising. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful of people who say one thing, but they don't do the same thing too in their business. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I know a lot of marketers have that problem, or they just have the preference. They might just want to stay behind scenes. But I always hear people question, how come this isn't bigger, or this person should do. But it
well, nah, I'll say this. Dealing with a lot of people in the music business, I know a lot of niggas, man, people will change your life at the snap of a finger, and they don't even got a heavy movement on the IG. They just be sitting back and watching. You know what I'm saying? But I know for me, in my situation, I was just getting middleman the hell out of my, you know what I'm saying? Because people didn't know who the actual source was. It would be a situation where like somebody would go to somebody and, I have my fee for my service, whatever, and I'll take my fee, whatever. But then the charge this guy like 5 bands, whatever, something like that. And they'll tell him, oh yeah, let's only cap it off at 40,000 views. And I'm like, we could do way more than the 40. Nah, just leave it at 40,000. Then when I found out years later, I found out like literally that happened in the situation with me. Client came back to me like, I gave that guy 5 bands. I'm like, he told me to cap it off at 40,000. And that shit was so light in ad spend. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have literally, you know what I mean? So, that's kind of why I kind of started stepping into the forefront, because it was getting out of hand, man. People were like taking advantage of people out here.
Gotcha.
Like, you know what I mean?
Personal leverage. I feel you. Nah, that's just business. You were leaving a lot of money on the table. But
yeah. Yeah.
So what was like moving on to like these artists, right? Just what's your pitch to artists, like when they try to understand the value of what you do?
Being honest, I don't pitch. I don't pitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, Joe? I put the content out there. I educate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here to convince nobody of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, if you don't understand the importance of, you know what I mean? Sometimes people ask, you don't understand the importance of putting your content out in front of a new audience every day and growing your presence, whatever. If somebody can't understand that, I don't know what to tell them. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got, like, even when I get off of here, whatever, I got, like, damn near 8 campaigns to set up for the most part, you know what I mean? So I don't be having time to pitch. It's just watch the content, because I put a lot of content out on my Instagram that pretty much educates people through the process, you know what I mean? And, a lot of my jewels that I drop on there, whatever, people have taken that and they went on without even hiring me, whatever, to get their own success. So it's like, you don't necessarily have to even use me. Just do the work, you know what I'm saying? So I always don't pitch nothing to nobody, you know what I mean? I just put the content out there and then drop paid advertising, and it makes sense to the people that it needs to make sense to,
Yeah. How do you select artists?
How do I select artists?
I know you don't work with everybody. I can't touch bases or work with everybody who reaches out to me on.
Well, usually being honest with you, usually I'm dealing with management, whatever. I mean, usually management comes to me, and I deal with them through that, whatever, or I deal with them through people in the business that I know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dealing with artists could be a weird situation when you deal directly with them, because they be so emotionally caught up in their process, whatever. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? But usually, like I said, I deal with a middleman who, because let's be real, like artists, you know what I'm saying, lots of times don't have the funding to actually make things happen. It's either somebody else in their situation that's controlling it. So I'm usually dealing with those people. You know what I
mean? So tell me this, because so have you worked with artists before directly at some point in your business?
I have a few times, whatever. Sometimes it would, but not too many times. It hasn't gone insane too many times, whatever. It's because I have a high ticket price. You know what I'm saying? So usually when you have a high ticket price on any item, and this is in any industry, you're gonna have less issues. Yeah? You know what I'm saying?
100%.
If anything,
100%.
the only times I've really had issues is when I showed love, whatever, and I said, you know what, yo, let's just do this, whatever. Don't worry about this. Just have money for ad spend, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Usually the people who that don't come up with the funds for whatever, the people that, not as serious as it's supposed to be, they're the ones you're gonna have the most issues with, you know what I mean?
100%. And I'm asking that about the artists because everybody isn't necessarily going to be able to work with you, right?
Right.
There's a lot of people that artists can't necessarily work with, right? But there are some people that are still, working with certain level artists, and they were trying to work directly with. They might be doing what you're doing, and they're ground level, and they're just trying to work their way up. But there have been times where just years ago I might work with some artists, and when I was learning certain things, and I want to know your opinion on some of the things that artists can do better, or some of the reasons that artists run into problems when working with business people, and particularly in the marketing space.
I say this, right? Because I know it's a big thing with artists. They especially when they're dealing with publicists, whatever. Like me, what I do, it coincides lovely with a publicist, whatever. But lots of times artists will come across a publicist and they'll think a publicist is a scammer, this and that, whatever. And it's like, yo, you got to be ready when you deal with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to actually have things going on. Like you have to actually have momentum so you can get the most out of it. Just because you hire a publicist don't mean that we'll be able to get you in complex in 30 days, whatever. I mean, now, if you got things going ahead of time, you got momentum on yourself, whatever, then yeah, you can create a situation where it'll benefit you actually. You know what I mean? But lots of times what I see with artists is that they're not ready. They're not ready for the services that they take on sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the content isn't up to par, whatever. Like prime example, you know how many times I've had clients come to me and, we want to run paid advertising or something. Now, when you're running paid advertising on these platforms, there's certain rules you have to abide by, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes most times you can't run dirty audio. You gotta have radio, you know what I'm saying? Lots of times artists don't even have that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, before you take a step in any step of this business, just make sure you have all your ducks in a row, you know what I mean? And be serious about it, because guess what? They're gonna take that check, you know what I mean? And they're gonna do their job, but just because it doesn't benefit, it didn't work out how you wanted to do whatever because you weren't prepared, doesn't mean that they didn't do their job. Just mean that you ain't have your shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They put it out there, they did what they were supposed to do, but after that, it's up to whatever the quality of work that you provided them with.
Yeah, exactly. And some people can screen better. You know what I mean? They can say, okay, this don't. You know what I mean? They can help you get it together along the way. But at the end of the day, they don't have to. It's not their job to do it. You know what I mean? So all you can do is control, the quality of your content and how you present yourself in this world, whatever. You know what I mean? And then they'll take that and then they'll make it do what they got to do.
Cool. And why does what you do coincide so perfectly with PR?
Well, because here's the thing, right? Publicists, their job is to basically tell a story, whatever, right? So it's like, my bad, I got a client hit me up. But so their job is to tell a story, basically. You know what I'm saying? They tell your story and get it out to reputable press out there to show you, you know what I mean? Get you in events, whatever. But the only way it's gonna happen is if you have momentum, you have movement, you know what I mean? So they'll come to a guy like me, whatever, and it's like somebody releases a piece of content. The biggest issue that artists have is that they release pieces of content and they can't get it in front of a few 100,000 people, a few million people, you know what I'm saying? Well, you got a guy that can do that, drop of a dime, guaranteed, you know what I'm saying? Because we're using the ad platforms, we're actually, we're playing by the rules of the internet, you know what I'm saying? When I was coming up in the online space, I learned there's two ways to get traffic, you know what I mean? Organic is just gonna take a lot of time, or, you pay for it, you know what I mean? Paid advertising. So I'm a paid advertising specialist because, you know what I'm saying? I came up in the space when I was in the studios in the city. So I remember artists wanting to get in certain blogs and stuff like that. And, people were pitching it, whatever, but it wasn't guaranteed that you would still get it with the pitch. And that person still would get paid because they put the work in the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I wanted something that you can guarantee, and paid advertising, you can guarantee. Somebody says, yo, Jens, I had a client who said, yo, I want to hit 100,000 in a week. Boom. Came on board. We hit that 100,000. They liked how that felt. They said, I want to hit another 100,000 this week. Boom. Okay. They like how it felt. Okay, next 2 weeks, we're going to do another 500,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's guaranteed to all be a relevant audience. With a publicist, they can take those numbers and they can show, okay, cool, editor at such and such magazine, editor at such and such platform, whatever. You know what I mean? Look at these guys over here. They're making movement, whatever. They're doing their thing. oh, well, everybody says that way. Well, look, they just went up 100,000 this week. Right here, they got 500,000 views. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's why it goes well, because I'll create the momentum. You know what I'm saying? We'll get the content seen. We'll get a fan base gravitating around you, whatever. You'll start seeing numbers grow on your social media, and the publicists will put that in front of, like, you know, people who control these relevant platforms and go, you know, oh, this guy's moving, and boom, you know what I mean? So it adds social proof to you. So, you know,
Perfect.
so that's why like you know, we coincide real well. You know what I mean? Like, between me and the publicist, man, a few we don't work some magic. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We done had kids go from nowhere to like being like a nominee for like the Double XL thing, like, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So with that being said, like, I want to reverse a little bit to your personal like business and aspirations and what you're doing. You got started, you showed you were interested in the paid platform, you shifted to music, you knew you wanted to do that. Now, are you looking to build like a massive company with it, or do you want to build an internal agency, or are you running an artist one day? Like, where do you see yourself in the game?
Well, I know I got a few artists that I'm helping personally already that already got interest. They got situations going. You know what I mean? Perfect. Eventually, I'm going to have a label / imprint. That's just where it's going to go on that level. You know what I mean? Ironically, I started learning internet marketing because I had an idea for an anime, you know what I'm saying, that I wanted to get out there, whatever, and I actually got to like the top of Cartoon Network and all that, whatever, you know what I mean? But then when I started doing the research and I seen, you know, how the rules work, whatever, like if somebody buys out your idea with TV, it's different, because on the music side, you know what I'm saying, somebody sign you, then they'll drop you and it's over. You can still go out there and do your thing, but with TV, it was like they'll buy your idea and then even if they don't use it, they'll just sit on that shit. So I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy. But then, you know, at the same time I was learning online marketing, I was like, oh, okay, I could just, you know, develop my skills, sit back for a few years and, you know, just, you know what I mean, market it myself, whatever. So that's initially what sparked my learning to do this, whatever. You know what I mean? Just the control of pushing a whole bunch of people here. But ultimately, when it's said and done, I'm gonna have a label. I'm gonna have an imprint. You know what I'm saying? You know, eventually gonna put out, like, you know, those pieces of content that I had in mind to put in back in the day. You know what I mean? So I'm just out here paying my dues, building my power, building my influence, and networking. You know what I mean? Just like everyone else. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Put in that work so you're building a machine to do
right. Exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, when it comes to your operation, you say you work times directly with management.
Right.
What would you say are some of the important things for people to get to where you are in terms of somebody who wants to be a digital marketer like you are?
Yo, here's the thing, right? You can't duck the hard work, yeah? You know what I mean? You got to be out here actively learning. You got to be out here actively learning these platforms, yo, staying inside of platforms and then doing the work, yo. Let me tell you what got me to the money quicker if I was you guys, whatever. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand, I was coming up at a time, and it doesn't seem like long ago. Like when I say 2016, but I started learning in 2013, the whole internet shit was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? The whole idea that you can make a living being online, whatever, like it wasn't like it is now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the only one by myself saying, hey, I want to do this, whatever. Everybody looking at me like, oh, this guy's fucking insane. He's delusional. You know what I'm saying? So what you guys got to do is just learn the platforms for the most part. Learn the platforms, being there, doing the work, whatever, and not second guessing yourself and doing the work, yo, whether you have support or not, yeah. You know what I mean? Took me years to muster that courage up, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Situations that put me, like, where I had to, like, make a move or fucking drown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know what I mean? For yourself, guys who are trying to get into this space, whatever, you know what I mean? No one's going to put you on, you know what I'm saying? It's not about that, whatever. You know what I mean? You just got to get good at what you do, and the work's going to speak for itself. You know what I mean? That's literally all it comes down to. You can't duck the hard work. You just got to be constantly working, constantly learning. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, by doing all this work, running all these campaigns, you'll start seeing different things. You'll start, you know what I mean, interpreting things different. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people all the time, it just comes with, like, just doing the actual work. You know, I could tell somebody step by step how to do a campaign, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool and all, whatever. But as you start doing it more yourself, whatever, maybe you'll see different things than I see. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to keep on building it, and things will come together for you guys. I mean, people don't put enough time in the platforms and actually learning and actually running campaigns, So
right. Yeah, that process, you're always gonna learn something new every time you.
Yeah. I hate these platforms, being honest, because they always change it. You know what I mean? You gotta stay on top of it.
Well, how about you use Facebook and Instagram for the most part? So, or do you have any preferences about using each platform? Have you ever?
Well, for being transparent, I run on Facebook, IG, and YouTube, all 3 platforms. So I'm running on Google also too. You know what I'm saying? But I tell people this, you know what I mean? The most viral platforms when it comes to running paid advertising, if you want instant engagement, whatever, is going to be Facebook and IG. You know what I'm saying? For a while, it was Facebook, because if the algorithm is crazy, people are liking the content and you're hitting the right audience, they're engaged with content, they'll drop your cost per view and expand your reach. You know what I'm saying? And you do that enough, you're running campaigns enough, they'll automatically have your audience dialed in. So you'll drop content and put a few ad dollars behind it and it's going viral. I had weird situations where I'm spending you know what I'm saying, $1 a day and I'm getting 10,000 highly relevant views on the Facebook side, whatever. And, and after that, you know what I mean? The IG side or whatever, you know what I mean? It's IG benefits because it has the Facebook ad platform, whatever. That's the best targeting system in the planet, whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like as far as the social media platforms, whatever, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? So you can get great campaigns and the cost will still be relatively cheap. Honestly, being real, the last month or two, whatever, my IG campaign's been crazy. They've been performing actually better than my the Facebook side, whatever. So I'm thinking that they finally starting to refine the Instagram side, because before the rates were somewhat relative, somewhat similar to the YouTube campaign, where in the sense that if you're getting 1 cent a view, that's a good place to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was seeing places where you can get below that, obviously, but as of late, that shit been opening up crazy. You know what I mean? I got campaigns where people are doing a few hundred followers a day. I mean, even on my end, I've had days where I spent $50 in ads and I got 500 followers the same day. You know what I'm saying? So Facebook and IG is going to be the place to get the most, you know what I'm saying, the most engagement, most virality. YouTube, you can build traction on YouTube too with the YouTube ad platform. Just know that the traffic is going to cost a little bit more. But however, they are mimicking, certain aspects of the Facebook, ad platform, in the sense that if you're hitting the right audience, they will drop your cost per view a little bit too. So before it used to cost, you used to get it used to be 1 cent a view. That was the lowest you can go. I have a few campaigns that are doing lower than 1 cent a view. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting 3 views for every penny spent, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes 4. So, but that's the benefit. Facebook and IG gonna be the most viral platform, whatever. YouTube is YouTube. That the social proof is through the roof. You can't get around that shit, right? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so you know what I mean. It's also a good platform there too. It's just not as refined as the Facebook ad platform, whatever. You know what I mean? Now if you're trying to make money on the YouTube side, running ads, that's a whole nother world. But a lot of you artists don't like to monetize. Y'all don't like money. Y'all like to build cloud up, whatever, and then we're gonna get a label to give us money. You can make money the whole way through, my guys. You just gotta have a thing in mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a whole nother game.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. Okay, well, and I've definitely noticed that Facebook has really been putting more energy into making IG a lot more like Facebook in terms of the ad system. As far as,
but you know what's funny though? Speaking about the IG thing, people think IG is lit now. It's not lit right now. It's still within its infancy. Yo, they're gearing up every day. They're optimizing IG to be a big money making system. Yo, they're making it easier for you to get to the money. Yeah, I mean, so it's I've been telling people for years. You know what I mean? Because people have been looking at me crazy when I'm saying yo, man, and I'm yo, I tell people yo, start building on Facebook, start building on IG, and go ham in those directions. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? But then inside me, I'd be yo, fuck the YouTube side. But that's a whole nother thing, though.
I talk to people about this all the time. Just people who ask me random questions, I might run into them, whatever. Why do you feel like so many people, or maybe you haven't ran into some of these people, but a lot of people feel like Facebook is not a place they want to advertise?
These niggas is crazy.
Why they were just IG? Why do you feel like artists feel like that?
You know why? Because they don't know the numbers, yeah. They're not looking at the numbers, yeah. I mean, they don't know how much traffic that Facebook has. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's Facebook, man. You know what I mean? And I've literally taken artists from 0 So being offered $1 million deals off of just the book, and guess what? I didn't have to spend that much ad spend, yo. You guys underestimate how much ad spend like brings back, yo. You know what I'm saying? So
100%. Like I see Facebook, like you said, it's just the numbers, point blank. We get caught up in the marketing, branding aspect of just Instagram, right? Things are so beautiful. It's real young, it's real trendy, and we think of it as like the old thing when it comes to Facebook. But
they're tripping. Yeah, the numbers are there. People are watching so much more video on Facebook than pretty much anywhere. You gotta say on a platform like YouTube, people for the most part go to do research, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's a different thing, whatever. While Facebook, you have the opportunity the audience is there. You can definitely narrow in and hit that precise audience, whatever. You know what I mean? And now you just gotta slap them in the face with the content. They're already there. Everybody has Facebook. Your grandmother has Facebook, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like,
for sure. So here's a question for you then. Right? I know a lot of artists don't understand the idea. Well, not even just artists, even managers, they don't understand the upfront money it takes in terms of marketing and improving that marketing aspect.
Right.
Can you walk people through that process? How you just can't, you're not about to spend $300 and have a perfectly targeted campaign. And
no, you're not. Yeah, when I was learning paid advertising, when people I was learning from, they used to piss me off because they're like, yo, you gotta be willing to just spend the money and not even care because you're buying data. You're never ever like, you know what I'm saying? You're buying data all the time, whatever. So when I run my campaigns, my mindset is totally different. I run campaigns from the mindset of I'm looking for what's not working every single time. Yeah? I want what doesn't work, whatever. You know what I mean? Because eventually we can remove that. And the only way you can find what doesn't work is by throwing money at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's in the field, man. Like when you market, you really do have to. That whole spend money to make money thing is damn near. Yeah. We're talking about paid marketing, and I know people hate to hear it, but it's just the reality of the situation. So
paid advertising is gonna give you the most control, most power you've ever had in your life. Yo. You don't gotta deal with cause check it out. There's people out there that won't ever support you. They won't throw you on a fucking website. They won't review your music, whatever. But these big platforms, they've already did the work for you. Yo. They've already built their presence online, so now you can target their audience without their permission. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay. So, how much of the game do you look at outside of just paid advertising? Do you ever talk and work with managers and artists where you say, man, y'all should be moving like this outside of just this paid advertising, or do you ever thinking like the marketing branding aspect?
Man, look, the thing is this, I always say branding is trust. You know what I'm saying? Branding equals trust for the most part, right? So, me, I focus on what I'm good at, you know what I'm saying? And what I do in those cases, whatever, like, I look for people who are experts in those fields, whatever, and I just basically point them in directions. So look, your look is wrong, whatever. So look, go to this stylist over here. You know what I'm saying? Your branding, go holler this branding expert right here. You know what I'm saying? So I push people in those directions, whatever. But all that shit is important because here's the thing: all paid advertising is creating the opportunity to put that content in front of a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? But everything before that still has to be fixed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's gonna make everything you're doing convert higher. You know what I'm saying? Because okay, cool. I'll bring 50,000 people to your Instagram account. Simple, easy. You know what I'm saying? But will it convert into a part where a situation where they're following you? You know what I'm saying? Or they're buying something from you, or you know what I'm saying? Or they become a lifelong fan, whatever. And that happens with all the other stuff, you know what I mean? The branding and making sure your shit looks perfect and all that, blah, you know what I mean? So do I focus on, I strictly focus on the ad side, but I definitely, while doing that, I consult the people along the way too, whatever, like, okay, this doesn't look right, whatever, we need to look a certain way for everything to convert better. Because all that shit, at the end of the day, it helps the ad perform better, you know what I mean? Like, prime example, guys, right? If you walk inside of a store, you see a Sony television, whatever, you know what I'm saying? When you walk past it, whatever, you'll know that, at the end of the day, it's a high quality product, whether you buy it or not, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's like, when people come across things on the line, it's the same thing, whatever. They come across some hot music, okay, cool, it's hot, whatever, right? But it's like, when it's whack shit, whatever, like, let's look at the word whack, too. Reason why people say whack, it has nothing to do with lots of times with your skill, you know what I mean? It's just something is off, and people naturally notice that shit, whatever. Maybe the motion graphic is cheaply made. Maybe the album cover looks terrible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All that shit all that shit, you know what I'm saying? It affects how somebody, you know what I'm saying, consumes your information for the most part, yo. And I mean, lots of times you're getting the word whack because that other stuff is not taken care of. It has nothing to do with how you sound. Maybe the quality of your vocals aren't pop, like it's not, you know what I'm saying? So, man, yo, that's a whole other conversation in itself. Yo,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing, man. All of this stuff works together, man. I'm the same as you. I don't jump into a lot of different areas that don't have nothing to do with me. People ask me, yo, man, can you talk about mixing and mastering? Yo, man, can you talk about and I'll be like, nah, man. But I know who can talk to you.
Yeah, no, we're gonna find experts. Whatever, we gotta find experts who do that, and you go reach out to them and you pay them for their time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and this is not I mentioned that too. A lot of you guys, I know you have something against paying experts, whatever, and you guys saying you don't ever have to pay an expert to do anything, yo. You don't gotta pay me to run your ads. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta pay him to mix and master. You can learn all this shit at your, you know what I'm saying, at your own time. You can, yo. But the question you gotta ask yourself this, right? It took me mad long to get here to learn this, whatever. Do you want to just pause your career and just, okay, let me learn ads, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let me take the next 4 or 5. You can do that. You can do that. It's okay, you know what I'm saying? But do you want to, whatever? Do you want to take another 6 or 7 years to really learn how to mix and master your content, whatever? Do you want to do that, or you want to just pay? Come on, guys, because listen, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We're buying time here, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You want your process to go as smooth and as fast as possible, right? So guess what? Go to people who already have experience in this thing, whatever, and remove that out your way so you can get to the things that actually matter, which is creating the content. You know what I'm saying? So just
a second. Hold up. Cool. So, and with that in mind, by the way, you've been building your brand on Instagram. Now, right. On Instagram, I noticed that you're always posting videos, and the content varies. Is there any particular reason that you don't just post you all the time, and that you you switch up your content? Like, everybody has their own reasons of doing things when I talk to people, but I want to hear your thoughts on how your own content.
Well, here's the thing. You got to keep things interesting. At the end of the day, people just don't, like, it might look like people just like come there just to see you or hear what the hell you got going on, whatever. But, you know, when you're running ads, not running ads, but the way Instagram set up, whatever, self-promotion doesn't go too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, so I give value here and there, whatever, but, you know, people also want to see a little bit about yourself too. I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, who are afraid to show who they are online, whatever, but this is social media. This ain't anti-social media. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So you gotta show that you're somewhat human. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a robot sitting in the corner writing 50 million lyrics, like, you know what I'm saying, lyrics to death, whatever, you know what I mean? So me personally, you know, like I said, I give my one piece of content where I educate, whatever, but then after that, it's like, okay, cool. Because at the end of the day, I'm participating within the community, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can make it all about myself and do content all day, whatever, but that's boring, you know what I mean? Like, I think people who go far, like, are people who have personalities, or people who show who they actually are, so that you can basically pretty much get the people who gravitate towards you. You can find them easier. You know what I'm saying? You can put yourself and you can repel the people who don't rock with you at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I do it for the most part.
And is there an artist? One last scenario I really want to talk to you about is there been a favorite artist that you've worked with, or artist situation that you've worked with? Not necessarily because it got big results. Maybe it was a challenge, but just a particular situation that you really liked how it worked out, and why? Okay,
well, I'd say I really like this situation, whatever. And she's big on YouTube right now too. When I first came on board, she had 25,000 subscribers. Now she's at 115,000 subscribers on the YouTube side. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that was coming over from the Facebook side. Being honest, the traffic was just migrating over, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's Haley Smalls from Canada, Toronto. You know what I mean? Y'all can check her videos out too. She's amazing, you know what I mean? And so I've liked her situation because her and Mega Man, her producer, they've always just, for the most part, just created fly content. Like, they never ever let that be an issue. We're gonna create content at the highest quality. We're going to, you know what I'm saying, put everything out at the highest quality we can consistently, you know what I'm saying? And we're just gonna run paid advertising, get in front of people, and let it, what happens, whatever. And they've done a lot of great things, and I mean, they got a lot of good things in the cut that I can't really talk about in public, but they're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And And they literally put a lot of things together, like lyric videos. You're like, for a while, I didn't even know that they were doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was just like, okay, you know what I mean? They would just go out there and get it done, whatever. You know what I mean? They got people that are close to them. They make their own videos. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely rock with her the most, whatever. I got other few things here and there, like, but I really like rock with their movement because with them it was just about consistently putting out content. You know what I mean? That's how it benefits. Like, and for the most part, it was like a lot of communication too. Lots of times when you work with artists, they'll like, you know, you'll be running up views for them, whatever, and they'll just like fall back. Like, you know what I'm saying? With them, it was about consistent follow up. You know what I'm saying? Consistent follow through. You know what I mean? So I definitely love their situation, man, and they're gonna be great. You know?
Dope. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to check out Haley's Mother. I've seen like stuff of her here and there, but I've never actually got a chance to really dig in.
Yeah, and it's crazy now, like, because it's like I said, you know, all the traffic translated, and she built like a solid foundation under her. So now it's to the point where we don't even have to run that much paid advertising at all. Like on the YouTube side, she dropped the song Stardust like a week ago. That's just like a 170 something so far. We don't got no ads running on that at all right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just moving on the strength of how it's doing, whatever. You know what I mean? So.
Okay. Hey, by the way, would there be something that you wouldn't advertise, like in terms of like an artist video, or like, is there anything that you wouldn't like run an ad on?
Being honest, I before it becomes a complete disaster, I educate the consumer. Like, you know what I mean? I let them know if it's gonna be something that's super terrible, we not gonna run with this, whatever. But being honest, like I said, I got a high ticket product, bro. I'm not cheap. You know what I mean? So usually. Yeah. When people come to me, that shit is, you know what I mean? It's going to be at a certain level. Like, I've never had a situation where I actually had one guy, that shit was so terrible, but we never actually did business, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, I let him know, and he took it down completely, and I don't even think he makes music anymore. Yeah.
It's better to be honest with people, even if maybe they can't find a situation that works for them, but at least give your honest opinion, because...
But you know what's funny how I feel about that too, though? I don't discourage anybody for the most part. You know what I mean? My thing is about make things at the highest quality possible. But on the same note, we're at a day and age where there's no such thing as whack, really. You know what I'm saying? The only whack they can be is the quality of the content for the most part. Because at the end of the day, there's an audience for everybody out here. You know what I mean? It's about just basically finding that audience, people that music gravitates towards, whatever. You know what I mean? They relate to it, whatever. So, you know what I mean? So the only whack you can be is pretty much unprepared. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? By having shit that like just not up to par. Yeah? You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Now that I fuck with. When you are having a hard time finding that audience, though, right? There's some people who got some super niche categories, you know, or some unknown categories that just haven't really been fully formed yet. So it's harder to find their sweet spot. Have you ever dealt with a situation like that? And what were some of the things that you might have did other than spend more money, right? We could always spend more money and make smart decisions based off of data, but are there like just any intuitive things that you kind of do?
Man, you know what? Like when I'm running campaigns, whatever, if I see the thing is, I've never had something that was super, super niche like that, whatever, where that doesn't work. I would love to have something like that, because that's something that's just all it's gonna do is make you better. You know what I'm saying? As a marketer or whatever. But you know, when I'm running campaigns and things aren't going the way that in the way I run campaigns too, I run my campaigns super safe too. So we're not losing our shirt throwing. That's one how I was taught. We're not losing our shirt by throwing globs of money at shit that don't work with it. Obviously, we're looking for what doesn't work with it, but we're doing it very slow. We're going at a slow ass scale, whatever. And then when we hit the right parts, then we scale everything up for the most part. You know what I mean? But you know, I got a bunch of different things to work weight campaigns up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll, you know, while running campaigns on the IG side, if this type of campaign isn't working, you know what I mean, I'll use another objective to wake it up, basically. You know what I'm saying? Infuse some engagement, whatever. Sometimes I'll do an engagement ad on top of a video ad, or sometimes I'll mix a combination of different objectives, whatever. Or sometimes I'll push in certain different regions. You know what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of different things. You can revive a campaign and finally get it going, whatever. I mean, honestly, being real with you, I love the hard campaigns. You know what I mean? People think you're going to win by doing the easy campaigns. No, you win by pretty much, you know what I'm saying, a campaign performing terribly, and then you got to bring it back to life, whatever. But on the same note with that, though, while they get your skills up, whatever, you can't go against the market pushback, yo. You know what I'm saying? If you're putting some whack shit out there and the marketplace is letting you know this shit is trash, you know what I'm saying? Cool. While it's yeah, exactly. You gotta listen. While it's great exercise for me, you know what I'm saying? Because I can still make that bitch work. Great exercise, you know what I'm saying? I love it, yo.
Yeah.
You're still fighting you're still fighting the marketplace. They're telling you this is complete garbage, or it's gonna cost on average, or there's numbers to this shit. On average, I've seen it costs 4 times as much to push some whack content than it does to push hot content, yo. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you're spending a lot of money on ad space, whatever, that can go to something that's better, you know what I'm saying? Better, it converts better, whatever, and you'll get more reach out of it. You know what I'm saying? So
I 100% agree, man. Just there's situations where I might be talking to somebody and, you know, they might just be a new artist. So like no situation, I don't need no money. I just might happen to see you, we're out somewhere or whatever, and I kind of guide them or check in some of their campaign data. And I'm like, yo, man, you might want to reconsider some things. I haven't even heard your music yet necessarily. Yeah. But this response, you might want to think about it, or at least go back in the lab a little bit anyway.
Look, it's the thing about artists is they take their process very, very personal. And yo, you have the easiest job in the world. All you have to do is create, my nigga. You know what I mean? Just create. So it don't matter if somebody says this song is garbage. Cool. You can go out there and create 5 more. You know what I'm saying? So create, get better. You know what I'm saying? It don't take nothing you hear personal. That's just what the marketplace is telling you. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna tell you what they like from you. It's just will you be willing to listen, whatever. And another thing to you guys too, when you have something that's working for you, right? Don't decide to do something different, yo. You know what I'm saying? Lots of times artists will see success in somewhere, whatever, and instead of staying here and doing it consistently to build momentum, they'll go, oh, that was great. I like that feeling right there, but let me do something completely different. You know what I'm saying? Complete opposite of what I did here. You know what I'm saying?
That's the biggest problem I have right now, talking to people who are so hell-bent on this whole diversity trend. Like, oh, I'm diverse. First of all, I have to clear that noise. Most people aren't really as diverse as they say when you look at these artists who are successful. But 2, like if you're starting from ground zero, that diversity isn't going to allow you to build a foundation. Like,
man, it's a lie, right? It's a super lie. At the end of the day, and I got a few videos where I talk about this on the gram, right? You're only talking to a select group of people, yo. You know what I mean? Yeah. So identify who exactly your message is tailored for, whatever. And once you do that, everything's gonna be easy for you. It's gonna be like certain artists, you notice that, yo, like it's very easy for them to come up with bars, verses, whatever, freestyles, whatever, because they know exactly who they're talking to, whatever. You know what I mean? A lot of you guys out here still in the part where you're amateur in this thing, so you're imitating what you're seeing out there. You feel like you gotta talk about this, you gotta do that. No, find out exactly who you are and who your message is tailored to, whatever, and everything will be easy for you guys. You're not diverse. No one who's successful in this thing is talking to everybody. They're talking to a select group of people, and then those select group of people are going out into the world and telling other people, check this guy out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your core fan base, man. You know what I mean?
You gotta have that. You can be diverse and different. You might be multi-talented, be able to touch on different things, but in terms of what you build and business part of things, you have to tailor that group. And I always say, if you have trouble coming up with new content and ideas, then you probably don't have a good handle on what your brand and voice is in the first place.
No, I just made a video about that the other day. Brand identity. Yeah, they say like if you're, because I was having conversations with somebody, they were like, if you're wishy-washy because you have no brand identity. Yeah. That's so true, yo. You know what I mean? You don't know who you're talking about. So yo, that's how you see certain artists where one week they sound like Lil Wayne, next week they sound like Lil Pump, next week they sound like, you know what I'm saying? They sound like Tekashi, and next week they sound like the Blueface, whatever. Blueface just came out. We about to have Blueface clones, whatever, because all they doing is, you know what I'm saying? All they doing is imitating what they see out here moving, because they have no brand identity. They don't know who they're speaking to. You know what I'm saying? They just riding the wave, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a real thing. Well, hey man, it's been good talking to you. Don't want to take too much of the time. It's been a great conversation, and I know we can always do this again sometime in the future if need be. But for now, is there something that you would love to like leave artists with, or not just artists, actually, managers, other people who work with you and that you see in the game in terms of marketing? What do they need to understand that they typically get wrong for some reason?
It's only 2 things. I tell people it's 2 steps in this thing, yeah. we're gonna break it down very simple, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Create fly content consistently. Everybody knows this, whatever, and put it in front of new people every single day. That's it, yo. Let's keep it super simple. Fly content consistently, new people every single day. Those two combined, you'll have growth. You'll make money. You'll become a mega star. You're great. You know what I'm saying? That's it, yeah.
That right there, sir, is the name of the game. I fear that it's too simple for some people because people seem to like things to be complicated and look for a secret.
Yes.
But I hope that clicks in y'all's head whenever the time is right. So I appreciate that, man. Once again, everybody, this is Jens the Guru. If you're not following him already, you can check him out at Jens the Guru. But that's on Instagram. Are there any other places that you would like other people to check you out, or anything else you got going on?
Okay, cool. So right now I have a course, a Viral Tribe Formula, that's available. Pretty much it's two parts, whatever. The first part is pretty much the foundation of how you build your marketing system, whatever, you know what I mean? How you can control your traffic for the most part. And the second part is basically, right now we're going through like a 9-week online class where I basically walk you through the ins and outs of Facebook, Instagram, and the YouTube side of things. And, you know, we're going to be going over campaigns and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And you're going to find that pretty much on my link in my bio on my Instagram. So go to jenstheguru.com or jenstheguru.com. Don't go to my site. My site's built terrible right now. I'm building it. I'm getting that together. But go to my Instagram, Jens the Guru, you know what I'm saying? And you'll see link in bio. You can get to everything else. You know what I mean? Especially that course. That course is going to have a lot of jewels in there for those who are interested in taking their marketing to the next level and controlling it. You know what I'm saying? Controlling their traffic. You know what I mean? And if you guys want me to actually do your campaigns for you, that's another conversation we can have too. It's whatever.
Cool. So everything you need is on his IG. At Jens the Guru. Hey, everybody, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like it, you might as well share it. And if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that.
Subscribe to that channel, man. All right.